You've probably stepped on a Lego brick in your life. It's the single most popular toy ever created. The brand is synonymous with the likes of Apple, Coca-Cola, and McDonald's. As of 2021, Lego absolutely dominates the toy market. They earned around $7.2 billion in 2020 alone. What's interesting though is that Lego's not a new company. In fact, it's been around since 1932, so it's nearly a century old. Surprisingly though, the first Lego brick was not created until 1958. As of 2015 though, it's estimated that over 600 billion Lego bricks have been created. Today though, that number is likely more than 900 billion since Lego produces around 60 billion bricks every single year. Most likely there will be over 1 trillion Lego bricks in the world by 2022, which is absolutely crazy to think about. To put things in perspective, an average 2x4 Lego brick is approximately 1.2 inches long, 0.6 inches wide, and 0.38 inches tall. And yes, I know that Lego has over 3,600 different elements in their catalog, but for the sake of this discussion, let's pretend that Lego only creates 2x4s to simplify things. It would take a really long time to figure out the average dimensions across every single different Lego piece, and it's likely that the number would be larger than a typical 2x4 Lego brick. If you were to stack 60 billion 2x4s directly on top of one another, you could build a tower all the way to the moon, with a large percentage of pieces to spare. Did you know that the moon is 238,900 miles away? 60 billion stacked 2x4 bricks adds up to approximately 1.9 billion feet. That is over 359,182 miles of Lego. This is just the number of pieces that Lego creates in 1 year. And since their sales grew by 21% in 2020, the number of bricks that they produce year over year is going to do nothing but continue to increase. Now obviously the laws of nature would make it impossible to stack this many bricks on top of one another, but it's still cool to think about. Here's another ridiculous number for you. The circumference of the Earth is approximately 24,901 miles. This is the total distance around the entire Earth. The average walking speed for most people is around 3 miles per hour. So if you were to walk this entire distance, it would take you around 8,300 hours to complete. 70% of the Earth is covered in water, and another 30% consists of land. All of the land on Earth adds up to approximately 57,308,738 square miles, which is an absolutely insane number seeing as how 1 square mile is equal to 640 acres. I've never really understood what an acre is, but it tends to be the standard for measuring the size of land in the United States. If you lined up 1 trillion 2x4 Lego bricks side by side in a square, they would only be equal to 17.93 square miles, or 11,470 acres. This adds up to 300 billionths of 1% of the land available on Earth. Imagine trying to locate your best friend in a group of 300 billion other people. The entire world only has around 8 billion people, so it would nearly be impossible. Lego is my favorite brand in the entire world. It's the reason I started this channel. So the question is, why is Lego trying to go green if their carbon footprint is so small? Well, obviously we can't measure their impact on the environment by strictly counting the total number of pieces that exist in the world. Most people store their Lego in a large box once it's been thoroughly destroyed. So it's not like Lego is contributing to the giant plastic bills in the ocean. Now obviously they do have large factories that contribute to waste, but so does every single other company in the entire world. The difference is, most large US companies do their manufacturing in China. This is because they can escape US regulations and lower the cost of goods. China accounts for 28% of all global CO2 emissions. That is nearly double of what the US contributes. Do you know how much Denmark contributes? Less than 1%. In fact, in 2016, their global contribution to the world was 0.11%. That number is probably higher now, but they have one of the lowest carbon footprints in the entire world. I am all for reducing carbon emissions and lowering the impact we have on the environment. I think it will be really cool if Lego is able to attain their goal of building completely sustainable products by 2030. But I have to think the ultimate plan of this initiative is to gain press release and improve their public relations, which is honestly not a bad strategy. To my knowledge, there are no other large toy companies creating completely carbon neutral products, so if Lego is able to become the first company to create fully sustainable toys, it could lead to a really promising future. The problem is, Lego has been doing the same thing for nearly 100 years. In order for them to continue their success, they have to innovate. I love Lego and I'll probably purchase their products for the rest of my life, but they could be so much more, and I've got 2 ideas that could completely revolutionize Lego as a company, both from a profitability standpoint and a brand standpoint. And if you're wondering what qualifies me, absolutely nothing, but I have been playing with Lego since I was 5 years old and following the brand my entire life, so if anyone understands what appeals to consumers, it's me. I hope you found this video interesting. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share the video. And Lego, if you're watching, don't forget to hire me.